YouTube, it's your girl Queen Genius. Today I'm going to cook for you a little bit of my Southern style or Queen Genius style fried chicken. I already have the chicken washed and prepped, and I actually already started adding some seasoning, so forgive me. But I'm going to give you a quick little shot, a little view. There you go. It's a little heavy-handed with the seasoning, but you'll understand why in a little bit. So now what we're going to do, we're going to add a little bit of rotisserie chicken rub, and you want to be, again, a little liberal, and again you'll understand why later. And I go a little heavy again, like I said. And I got a little bit of sea salt. Again, you want to go a little heavy, but not so much on the salt. We also have a little bit of garlic, a little bit of onion powder. You want to sprinkle that again. This one again is not so much light because this is a very strong flavor. And before I started, I did put a little bit of garlic powder and a little bit of all-purpose seasoning. Next, you want to add a little bit of paprika, just for color, and that again, not a lot because this has a very bitter taste. You only want to give it just a hint. Then a little bit of pepper, and again, you want to go quite liberal with the seasonings. And I also put a little bit of Cajun seasoning on as well. Next, we're going to do a little bit of all-purpose seasoning. I also have a little bit of basil, dry basil from a grinder added to it. And so this is how the chicken looks right now. And like I said, it looks like a lot and it looks like it's going to be overpowering. But what you're going to do at this point, you just want to let it sit and you want to let it marinate. And you want to go ahead and cover this, which I'm going to do when I'm done. Of course, I can't hold the camera and cover it. But you want to cover this and you want to let it sit for about maybe 15 minutes in the refrigerator to get the flavors going. But in the meantime, I'm going to start my sauce on the side. I'm going to make like a barbecue hot, kind of like a mild sauce, but my version. And what I do is I do use jar barbecue sauce, and you can use whatever kind of jar sauce you like. I'm gonna put this in, and you could use it for however you choose. Like I said, whatever your favorite flavor is. I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice. For me, because it's a honey base, so I want to kind of cut that sweetness a little bit. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Just a little bit, not too much because you got a lot of seasoning in the chicken itself. And then your favorite style hot sauce. It could be Tabasco, Louisiana, whatever your preference is. And you want to season this very lightly, again, because you have the seasoning in the chicken. So you want to add a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of your rotisserie, and all of your thinking rotisserie and a barbecue sauce can't be good, but trust me, it's amazing. And you want to add a little bit of your Cajun seasoning or black link spice, whichever one you have, and just a little bit of onion powder. So once you get everything added in, you want to mix it well. And again, it depends on how spicy you want. You could add a little bit more hot sauce. I added a couple of shakes, maybe about a couple of tablespoons full. And once it starts heating up, the flavors will melt together and you'll be able to get a better taste. So you just want to put this on the stove, let it go for maybe about 10-15 minutes till it starts to bubble. And once the chicken is done, we'll put it all together. Okay, That's all for now. I'll be back soon once I get the chicken started. And we also have one more step for the chicken, but again, they have to let the chicken sit for about 20 minutes. We'll be back. See you soon. Hey YouTube, I'm back. So the 20 minutes are up. So now I'm going to go into the next process of the chicken. What I have in the bowl are 2 eggs. And I have about a cup to a cup and a half of milk that I'm going to add. It depends on what kind of chicken you use. Like if you use chicken breast, you probably have to use the whole thing. Depending on how many chicken wings you use. You know, it depends on how much meat. Like I said, I have 8 thighs. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pour a little bit of milk in at a time. And you're going to say, well, how do I know how much milk to add? Once you mix it together, it'll start changing colors. If it's really yellow, like it is right now, there's not enough eggs in there. You want to lighten it up just a little bit, but you don't want to add too much milk because the egg is there to help with the crispiness. So I'm going to set this here, and I'm going to switch out my pan so I can get it a little bit closer so you guys can see. And then you want to pour it over just like that. And remember what I said earlier, you want to season it well. This is why, because once you put it, and that's my wonderful husband helping out with the video. Once you season it, you're going to pour the milk mixture over, which will actually release some of the seasoning. But that's why I say let it sit, because the longer that it sits, the more the seasoning will stick to the skin, and it'll have it let it dry out just a little bit. So what I'm going to do now, safety first, I'm going to change out my gloves. I'm going to throw these out, and I'm going to put on brand new gloves and get my tongs ready. And in my bowl, I have a mixture of, that's my oil already fried. I have my barbecue sauce ready, the one we started earlier. In my back pan, I have my vegetables already done. So in my bowl here, I just have flour and cornstarch, just plain flour, plain cornstarch, because you have enough seasoning in your chicken. And when you start to fry, you don't want to overcrowd your pan. Usually I use my deep fryer, but today I'm going to use my skillet so you can kind of see everything. You want to shake off any excess liquid before you put it into the cornstarch flour mixture. You don't want a really heavy coating because of the egg wash. You don't want it to burn, so you want to make sure you shake off as much liquid as possible. And you want to bread them. Usually I do 2 to 4 at a time in the bowl, and it's just to make sure I have enough room to coat everything. And then you want to shake it off really well. You just want a really light coating all over. And I like to really start my skin side down, because you want to get the meatiest part of the chicken going first. And you want the stove to be at a medium to a medium-high heat just to start out, because once you drop the chicken in there, it's going to drop the temperature. Once you get all of your pieces in that you're going to cook at one time, you can go ahead and lower the temperature a little bit. You don't want it too low so that the chicken gets really greasy and oily. Nobody likes a greasy piece of chicken. But you want to lower it enough so it doesn't burn because of all the spices that you have on the food. So I'm going to put my last piece in. Shake this off really well. And as you can see, it's already starting to crisp up a little bit on the edges. I'm going to step off camera for a minute and take my gloves off again. And grab my tongs and just move it around. You want to give enough space in between so it's not overcrowded, so it's frying and not baking. Like I said, as you can see right now, it's getting a little crisp. So we're going to turn it down just a little bit. and we're gonna let it cook. We'll come back a little bit later when it's done and add the barbecue sauce so you can see the final project. See you soon. Okay, everybody, I'm back. I'm taking the last piece of chicken out now. You want to shake off the excess. See how crispy and golden it is? You want to just shake off the excess oil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it straight into my barbecue sauce. And you want to typically put it right into the sauce while it's hot. That way it'll absorb all the flavors. And I apologize, my children in the background they're getting antsy. But you want to coat it really well. Then you want to set it over a pan to drain. And I have some that has barbecue sauce, some that doesn't. Everybody in the house doesn't like barbecue sauce. And there you have it. You have a Southern style fried chicken drenched in a homemade mild sauce. And this is our finished product. We have our chicken, our pasta salad, and our fresh vegetables.
Yummo.
And this is what you call a perfectly cooked homemade meal. I also want to thank you guys for checking me out. If you like, enjoy, click the subscribe button, top, bottom, sideways, left, right. Also, for all you gamers out there, go and check out my husband's page at Kid Genius, KIDDJEANYUS, and my sister for all you aspiring makeup artists, Lady Seemo, LADYSEEMO1. Thank you, peace and blessings.